Greetings, YouTube. Not long ago, I had an exchange with someone named Marisa on a channel ironically called "This Is Not Marissa," and she made a remark about not being cool. That she does not consider herself cool. In fact, she was like pretty much the epitome of not cool. That there'd be a picture of her in the dictionary next to that definition. And I think she actually is kind of cool because she's done some kind of cool things. She works in entertainment now. In fact, she just helped somebody with some music, a major music video, though the name of the group escapes my mind because I'm not really good with band names, never have been. In fact, she was actually in a lump in a bed in one scene. They needed a body, literally needed a body in a bed in the background, and so she got to be in it. And I'm like, well, I think you're cool, which brings up an interesting concept to my mind. Can a person be cool if they themselves do not consider themselves cool? And if you are, in fact, in a state of mind that, hey, I'm cool, does that disavow you from being cool? Is being cool a state of mind of confidence or something you're always striving for? So can a person assume their own coolness? And if by doing so, do they lose it? Or is it something that they have to be humble about? If you express hubris in your coolness, do you lose your coolness? Now, I recently read a biography about Steve McQueen, who in my mind was always kind of the Hollywood definition of coolness. Somewhat dismayed, though I shouldn't have been shocked to discover that in real life, Steve McQueen wasn't a particularly nice person. He did many things which I consider to be unethical and immoral. And even though we still have his body of work and we can appreciate for the films he's made, we shouldn't forget that he, like all of us, is human and that he's capable of faults. So my opinion of him as being a cool individual overall has been tarnished. But it doesn't change the fact that the image he's presented in films remains. That he is still cool in those films. There's no denying, his portrayal of cowboys and bounty hunters was flawless. That his ability in his ability to portray that in The Great Escape on that motorcycle. I mean, you couldn't get any better than that. You know what I mean? Henry Winkler could have only dreamed of being that cool in his role as Fonzie in Happy Days. That was just a work of art. Now, I'm not doing this as some kind of backhand method of trying to convince you that I'm cool, because I don't consider myself cool. When I was younger, and being cool was really important to me, I guess being cool was very important to everybody when they're young, I kind of accepted the fact that I wasn't. Now, what's interesting is even though I was a band geek, and I was a tabletop role player, I was a D&D geek, and I was a science fiction and fantasy geek, and I was a weapons collector, even when as a very young person, though my weapons collection could literally be placed into a small bag this big, and now I can't tell you how many knives I own. Even though I knew I wasn't cool on some fundamental level, in my social group, there were people that considered me cool because of our group at that age. I was like the only one that was any good at dating. And not just getting dates, but I actually liked women and I was comfortable around them. I was also, unfortunately, a misogynist. In retrospect, I realize this now. I was an ass. And I would love to go back and apologize to every woman that I ever had any encounters with, because I was not pleasant to be around. So even though I was not cool by most societal standards, within my social group of other geeky people that were into science fiction and fantasy and tabletop role-playing games and band geeks and things like that, I was known as being able to move through the waters of dating far more easily than they could. Which in retrospect is kind of weird, because I was still this gangly, D&D geek, but apparently I was confident enough in regards when it came to women that I exuded a sense of confidence and comfort that helped me date. It was weird. People are complex. Humans are always interesting. So I guess the thrust of this video, and it's just a ramble, it's just me rambling about this, is that can you be cool even though you don't think you're cool? And if you think you're cool, does that actually disqualify you from being cool? So I would really like to hear your opinions. This is not a deep topic, but it is one that I'm finding kind of interesting. And if you could offer me some insight, that would be really cool.